Are you a parent who wants to cultivate a love for reading in your child? If you're here, I'm pretty sure you are, and today's video is for you. Welcome to Truly, Madly, Intentionally Mom, my little corner on the internet where I like to share my parenting experiences to help raise consciousness and intentionality around parenting. This is the sixth and final episode of the Nurturing Imagination series, and you'll find the links to the other episodes in the series up here or in the description box down below. So a little recap. Our last episode was about using screens meaningfully, and today let's dive into the world of books. Books open new worlds to children. They allow children to experience many different dimensions, perspectives, personalities, ways of thinking and living. And our children need to be exposed to diverse perspectives and realities for their imagination to flourish. I honestly don't think I need to say any more about the importance of reading and books in our children's lives, because if you're here, I'm sure you're well aware of it. So in today's episode, I would like to focus on how to make reading an interesting and indispensable part of your daily or weekly flow, even if you aren't very passionate about books yourself, and thereby cultivate a love for books in our children. When the parents themselves are avid readers, it is easier to cultivate a love for reading in the child for obvious reasons. But if you aren't a passionate reader yourself, then without the unarguably most effective parenting tool, which is modeling, can you still cultivate a love for reading in your child? At least for me, when I feel the need to provide opportunities for my child to explore an area that I personally don't love to be involved in, I end up procrastinating, postponing, or doing it so inconsistently that it is far from beneficial to my child. And you might have a similar story about reading and books. How do you then give your child ample opportunities to explore books so that they can reap the benefits of reading while still respecting your disinterest in the activity? Once we are parents, especially mums, it is very easy to fall into the Superman or Superwoman do-it-all trap. And sometimes a very obvious answer becomes invisible to our superpowered eye. In business or life, what do you do to areas that are not exactly your domains of expertise? You outsource. So can we do that in parenting too? And the answer is a resounding yes. So if you don't love to do it, then yes, you can and should outsource reading to someone who loves to do it with your child. And then your job is to find that someone or somewhere you can outsource it to, and intentionally carve out a time in your daily or weekly flow to make sure it happens. Could it be your partner? No? Then could it be a grandparent, uncle, or aunt who loves to read? Could they do a book date with your child, say once a week? Could it be an older cousin or friend who is really into books and wouldn't mind reading a few books to your child? And can they have a regular book date? And the pandemic has taught us all too well how this can even happen in a virtual setting. Or would it still work if you could simply alternate days with your partner, where they read one day and you read another, so neither of you has to do it every single day? Could it be storytime sessions at the local library that you could take your child to? Or could it be online storytime sessions? Or could it be audiobooks? I think audiobooks are a wonderful way to introduce your child to the world of books, or to add value to your child's experience of a book. And the best part for the not a big reading fan parents is that most children's audiobooks also have a read-along section, where the performer of the book reads the book in a manner that children can sit down with a physical copy and follow along with the audio. For the littlest readers, we might still have to sit with them to facilitate their experience, but for little readers who are old enough to follow along but can't read independently yet, they even have a little sound that indicates that it's time to turn the page. So I think this is a very convenient and effective option for parents who don't like to read to their children themselves. So my whole point here is that our job as parents is to make it happen, to intentionally make space for reading to become part of our children's lives. And that is even if we are not necessarily keen on doing it ourselves. But making it happen raises the potential of your child falling in love with the magic of books and the enchanting world of stories. And this love will most certainly give your child a huge boost of imaginative powers. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please click the big red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll know when a new episode is up. And this being the final episode of our Nurturing Imagination series, I would like to leave you with what Albert Einstein said about imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world.